Start. So just lift and roll the shoulders. Lift your toes and place them down. Turn your head from the left as you breathe in to the right as you breathe out. And again, breathing in as you turn your head to the left and turn your head to the right. Come back to the centre and breathing in, circle your hands up, touch your fingers and then bring your hands down through the centre to the heart centre. Anjalini Mudra. So in the height of the summer, the two major meridians are the heart and the associated meridian is the small intestine. So we're recognising the heart here, dropping the hands. And again, circling the hands up, doming the fingers, pulling through to the heart, and releasing the hands. Breathing in, raise the right hand, stretch up, and breathing out, turn the head away from the right hand. Breathe into the centre, and breathing out, lower your hand. Breathing in, raise your left hand, stretch your fingers. Breathe out, turn to the right. Breathe into the centre. And breathing out, lower the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders. So testing our balance, just place your hands on the waist and lift your heels. And feel those little leg muscles working to keep your balance. And then breathing out, lower your heels. Once more, lift your toes and place them down. Spreading your toes out as you do so. Releasing your hands, stepping your feet hip width apart, and just slightly swaying from side to side. And then come to a gentle standstill. Clasp your hands behind your head and just repeat the side to side movement. And feel that the back of the neck might lengthen as you clasp your hands against the back of the head. Your chin might drop slightly. And then very gently come to the centre and lower your hands. Place your hands on your waist and just start to belly dance. Jules will be very proud of us. I don't think Paul has been to a belly dance session. Circling your circling your hips one way and going the other, and then changing direction as you circle the other way. And then lower your hands, lift and roll your shoulders. Bring your hands to the heart centre, and we're going to come to start this Ayurvedic practice by lying on our backs, not for long. Well, not for long doing nothing, I should say. Shame. So as you come to lying, legs out along the mat usually. Come to circle both your ankles and your wrists by raising your wrists upwards, leaving the elbows on the ground. So this action is circumduction, which activates the circulation, stretches out the muscles, little tiny areas all the way around the complicated structure of both the wrists and the ankles, and then rotate your ankles and wrists in the other direction. And then release and relax. Just let your feet fall out to the side. Relaxing your hands, either palms down or palms up. And extend your right heel and then release and relax it. Extend your left heel away from you. Your hips will slightly move on slightly skewed and then come back. And once more with your right heel extended and then your left heel extended, and then relax both feet. Breathing in, extend your right heel and raise your right hand up above your head. Your chin comes slightly into your chest, and you can opt to bend your elbow or stretch it out, your choice. Breathing out, turn your head away from your right stretched out arm. Breathing in, come back to the center. And breathing out, lower your right arm and relax your right leg. And breathing in, extend your left heel and raise your left arm above you, stretching out the left arm if that feels good. Breathing out, turn your head away from your left extended arm. Breathing into the center. And breathing out, lower the left arm back down alongside you. Breathing in, extend both heels and raise both arms above you. Join your thumbs and just very gently, slightly move your arms and your body to the right. Come back to the center. And very gently, slightly move your body to the left. Come back to the center. And then breathing out, lower both arms and relax the legs. This time, bend one knee and then bend the other knee. Both feet on the floor. Feet about hip widths apart, and hands either palms down on the mat or resting on your abdomen. As you gently sway the knees from side to side. You can lift, as your knees drop to the right, you can lift your left hip off the ground, bringing both knees back to the center, and as you drop both knees to the left, your right hip lifts off the ground. You can sway your knees a little bit. You can sway your knees a lot. You can opt to have your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. And as you start to sway, you can optionally bring your head into the movement. And your head has a choice. You can choose either to turn your head in the direction of the knees, or turn your head away from the direction of the knees. It's entirely up to you. So we're moving the spine both at the base and at the top. And then coming to bring your knees to the center. Your hands, if they were on your abdomen, just bring them out to either an A shape, palms down, or if you want to explore lifting your arms slightly higher to a T shape, that's optional as well. T shape is slightly harder, depends on your shoulder rotation. Turning both palms up to the ceiling and feel rotation in your arms, and both palms come down. Again, as you breathe in, both palms turn upwards. The shoulder is being supported by the ground, and your arms are, and both hands come down. And last time, as you open both palms upwards, almost the thumb touches the ground, and both hands come down. Bring your hands in towards you, and then hug one knee, and then hug the other knee into the chest. And just gently rock from side to side. And then breathing in, raise both feet to the ceiling, knees bent and both arms up behind you. Again, elbows can be bent. Breathing out, hug the knees into the chest. And just rock from side to side. Breathing in, feet raised to the ceiling, elbows bent, stretching up. Breathing out, lowering your arms and hugging the knees into the chest. And then just gently rock from side to side. Release your right foot to the floor and hug your left knee into your chest. Just circle your left knee while you hold it in one direction. And then circle your left knee in the other direction. Holding your left upper thigh with both hands behind the leg, extend the left leg upwards, extend the left heel, and feel the stretch along the back of the leg. You're bringing your left leg slightly towards your face, and then you're walking your hands up the back of the left leg. And there'll come a point where you feel that's enough. You can keep your left leg bent. This is optional for the abdomen. You can either place your right hand behind your head and neck and breathing out, lifting your head up towards your left leg and replacing your head back down as you relax. Or if you're very strong, you can hold your left leg with both hands and lift your head up towards the knee of the leg. And breathing out, relax the head back down to the ground. And just slightly bend your left knee and massage the back of your left calf up towards the knee, just around the back of the knee. You've got a lot of acupressure points here. You can just use your fingers to dig in and massage up the back of the leg. And then hugging the left knee into the chest. Open the left knee out to the left. Placing your hands either on your abdomen or palms down beside you, and just gently rock both knees from side to side. Your hips can lift. You can really rock over, lifting your hip, or you can keep the rock very minimal. And then very gently come to the centre and replace your left leg along on the floor just next to the right. And then transfer your attention to the right leg, hugging the right leg into the chest. And then just very gently circling the right knee in one direction. And then very gently reversing that circle and moving in the other direction. Dropping your hands behind your thigh, extend your right leg up to the ceiling and extend your right heel. You can point and flex your right foot a couple of times if you'd like. And then very gently walk your hands up the back of your right leg, bringing the right leg towards your face, stopping where it suits you. The right heel is still slightly extended, but as you're bringing the leg towards you, if you want to relax that heel, then please do so. Lifting your head by either holding behind your head with your hand or holding both legs as you lift up towards your right leg. And then breathing out, lower your head back down to the side, down to the ground. And just again, massage the back of your left calf, your right calf. Apologies. And then just relax, bending your right knee in and opening your right knee out to the right, placing the right ankle on top of the left leg. Hands either palms down or on the abdomen, and just gently sway the knees from side to side. And then very gently, you might like to support your right leg as you lift your right foot off the left, both feet down to the ground. And this time raise your elbows, arms above your head. You can hold one wrist and just sway your legs from side to side, your knees from side to side. You can keep your feet slightly closer together or hip width apart, but closer together is fine. And then you might like to change the hold of your wrist and just keep swaying your legs from side to side. You're opening up under your arms, so that's the upper lymph. And then lower your hands when your knees come to the centre. And I'm going to try and describe this. Extend your left leg along the ground and bend up your right leg. Open your right knee to the side like a lying tree. Then straighten your right leg along the ground and bend up your left leg, opening your left knee to the side, again like a lying tree. Straighten your left leg as you breathe out, and as you breathe in, bend your right leg, lying tree. And just do this in your own breath pattern a couple of times. It's moving the legs and the hip socket in a slightly different way. Like Baddha Konasana, but one leg at a time. And then very gently come to finish your movement. And when you're ready, bend up one knee, hugging one knee into the chest, then the other knee into the chest. Slightly rock from side to side. And then sliding your hands down your shins, holding them above the ankles. So this is like a supine Baddha Konasana. You're opening the inner groin of both thighs, both legs. So again, this connects into the lower lymph system. And you can stay static or just subtly move, up to you. And then very gently bring the legs together, hug the knees into the chest. And come, taking your time to rolling onto your side. Take your time to come up. And come to a very gentle, legs either out or cross-legged position depending on your knees. Lengthen the body, hands either side of you, legs out is absolutely fine. Breathing in, raise the right hand, bend the right elbow, and come to the side. You can lean on your left elbow if you want a greater stretch, chin tucks in. Press your elbow or your left hand down into the ground to support you to come up. And then very gently slide to the other side. And then coming up. So then come to hands and knees into cat-cow. And start by having your hands hip width, your hands shoulder width apart and your knees hip width apart. And just sway your bottom from side to side. And then you can start to trace, if you would like, it's optional, a figure of 8 with your bottom. And the figure of 8 can either be horizontal or vertical. So it's very much a freestyle move to start to sway from side to side. This swaying from side to side starts to invite what has been described to me as a reptilian movement. It's quite an old part of the body. It's not part that move quite so much. And again, my understanding is that it invites the diaphragm and the psoas matrix to act as one. It's a very, almost quite satisfying movement as you go from side to side in your figure of 8, or just not figure of 8, free movement. And then come to a more classic centre as you breathe in, dipping your back, and either looking up or along the mat, breathing out round your back, chin to chest. And again, in your own breath time, a few cat-cows. It warms the spine. It's very restful for the heart because the heart is parallel to the ground. And then this Ayurvedic practice looks at the digestive system, remembering that there's heart in the summer and the correlating aspect of the heart for the summer is the small intestine, which links into digestion. So when you next dip your back with your bottom in the air, tense your bottom, and it will tense everything, your perineum, and just release. And this tensing and releasing sets up almost like a peristalsis movement along the GI tract, the digestive tract. It's really toning, but toning inside from the body, the pelvic floor. And it's something that you'll see horses do. It's called Ashwini Mudra. When they swish, they've been to the loo and they swish their tail and they just tense everything up. And then just once more, just release and relax. And then come down to your elbows, your bottom stays in the air. It's puppy pose. Depending if you don't like your head down, you can just make fists with your hands and rest your forehead on your fists. Or if you do like to bring your forehead down and walk your hands further out, then you're welcome to do that too. Whatever works for you. And again, with your bottom up in the air, you can keep it static, or you can wag the dog. So almost like wagging your tail. And we're talking about very subtle movements from side to side. This puppy pose with the hands down like this tends to get into the thoracic area of the back. So it's quite a nice stretch for the upper back really. And then again, you can, the more you slide your bottom back, the more it gets into the upper back. But then taking your time to gently walk your hands towards you as you kneel up. And kneeling up, settling your hands up, touching your fingers, breathing out, settling your hands down, back to the mat. And come to your bottom slightly towards your heels. I do appreciate that that's not a favourite pose for some people. And then come up to kneeling again. Slide your hands back to your knees. Kneel up, circling your hands upwards, touching the fingertips. Breathing out, circling your hands back down to the mat. You're slightly rounding your back as your hands touch the mat, and then bringing your bottom slightly towards your heels, only coming back to where it suits your legs. If your knees don't like this, then don't come back very far. And then once more, sliding your hands up your legs. And then once more, coming to place your hands on the mat, and then just bring your bottom again in a restful position, a sort of child's pose. And then very gently slide your hands back, tuck your toes, and then very gently come up vertebra by vertebra to a forward bend. Just then really bend your knees so that your weight of your lower back, your body, your torso is resting on your bent knees, and then rolling up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Lifting and rolling the shoulders. And then coming to stand in a goddess pose, so feet slightly out. Just slightly move from side to side. So this is a very soft, modified, bringing up that reptilian movement, where you're sliding from side to side in a slightly different way. And free movement, how you want to move is up to you. Come to the centre. Now, if I can remember this, circle your hands over to one way, slide one hand back, and circle your hands over the other way, sliding one hand back. Hopefully you've got the rhythm. Again, really just a free movement, opening across the chest. Would you like me to go through that again?
I know I've lost my
track. So just, we're having a meltdown here. So just lift and roll the shoulders. And palms out. Bring the left palm to the right palm. Slide the left palm back, draw your bow, and then just open again. Right palm to left palm. Slide your right elbow back, drawing a bow. Open your arms out. Drop your arms. Lift and roll your shoulders. And then slide your hands down your legs. Again, if you don't like coming to the ground because of your head, you can just place your hands to the inside of your inner thighs and just slightly rock from side to side. But on the other hand, if you want to bring your hands, fingertips to the ground, you can just gently rock from side to side. And then heel toe your feet in, so your toes come in, your heels come in. Press your feet down to roll up. Lift and roll your shoulders. So this very half salute to the sun modification. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands to the chest. Inhale, circle your fingers up, touching your fingertips. Breathe out, bring your hands through the centre to your heart, Anjali Mudra. Bend your knees, roll down to where it feels good for you. That could be your shins, it could be to the floor, wherever you are. Breathe in, flat back, maybe bring your hands to your shins. Breathe out, bend your knees, rolling. Breathe in, flat back. Stay here as you breathe in, bending your knees and rolling up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Stretch your hands up Stretch your fingers, lower your hands. Inhale, exhale, hands together at the heart centre. Circle your hands up as your fingers touch in a dome, tensekriti. Bring your palms together as you bring them through the centre to Anjalini Mudra, bending your knees, your elbows already bent. Bending down to where it suits you. Perhaps bring your hands this time to your shins to lift up in a half flat back. Breathe out, bend your knees, bend your elbows. Breathe in, lengthen along your spine, press your hands in. Stay here as you breathe out. And breathing in, bend your knees, roll up to standing. Circle your arms up, join your thumbs, and just very gently roll, sway from side to side. Lower your hands back down alongside you. Lift and roll your shoulders. Step forward a little bit with the left foot. Right foot is behind. And hands either on the waist or cactus arms. Just come backwards and forwards. I'm going to put my hands on the waist. So it's a kind of rocking movement. And this is very helpful for using the entire foot and getting our balance, something I'm not very good at. But this kind of rocking forward, you can feel the little leg muscles are working quite hard, and yet it's not that onerous to rock forwards and backwards. And you're using the entire foot almost to support this movement. And then bring your left foot back. Just lift and roll your shoulders. Clasp behind your hands and aim the knuckles to the floor as you open your shoulders. You're opening the lung meridians here and lifting your chest, so very uplifting for the mood. Release the hands. Choose your right leg steps forward, your back leg is about 45 degrees. You can bring your right foot out further to support your balance and choose whether you want to have hands on the waist or hands here. And just again rock backwards and forwards. And again, falling is one of the greatest limitation factors towards losing independence. And the majority of falls where hips are broken are side falls, 95% of falls are side falls. And if you get your weight moving like this, you are exercising all the parts of the foot in balance, but a very safe balance. And it's strengthening the little leg muscles to keep this movement. So it means that you're less likely to trip up. Having said that, if you do trip up, I know I have tripped up. So, but anyway, just a slight exploration. Bring your right foot back, lift and roll your shoulders again. Turn your head as you breathe into the left, and turn your head as you breathe out to the right. Bring your hands to your heart, and we're going to come down to lying on our abdomens. And take your time to come to flat on your abdomen, but coming up on your elbows. Tuck both toes under your feet and extend back one heel, right heel, release, and let the heel drop out to the side, and extend your left heel and then release. And then just drop your heels and let them drop out to the side, and just wobble your bottom from side to side. SIS, sacroiliac stabilizer. And then you can choose to stay up on your elbows, which is a kind of sphinx pose, looking down at the mat. Or if you prefer, because we're going to be lifting our feet up, You can come to set your elbows out to the side, make fists with your hands or put one hand on top of the other to rest your forehead. Widen your knees a little bit, lift the soles of the feet to the ceiling, and then just sway from side to side. So where you rest your head is up to you. You set higher fists with your hands, on the backs of your hands. Or if you want to come back to Sphinx, and go from side to side, you're welcome to do that too. It's possibly more restful to come down. And then just very gently release your legs back down to the ground. And then bring your knees into one another. And then just bring your hands back to your chest. Press down. Come to kneeling. Just sway from side to side, your bottom. And then sway your bottom, it doesn't matter to which side, to one side, to come with your legs out in front of you. And take the flesh out from under your bottom. Just bounce your legs. Just rub, either rubbing your legs or patting, whichever works for you. I don't mind. That patting of the legs can extend to the tummy, the chest, the side, wherever. Absolutely wherever. It just sets up a mini vibration, and the vibration is the anti-stagnation. Mm-hmm. So from here, come to have your legs in a V, extend your heels, and just lengthen your body as you sit up. Turn slightly to the left leg, extended leg, as you raise your arms, touch your fingers together, and then protect your back. Perhaps bend your elbows. You can come straight forward if you want to, and slide your hands along your shins. Breathing in, slide your hands up the shins, circle your hands, touching your fingertips, tummy in, and then again slide your hands down. You might find your hands go a little bit further. And one more time, sliding your hands up, circling, fingertips touch, tummy or abdomen in as you bend your elbows, and sliding down, taking your final pose for a couple of breaths. You can either rest your hands on your shins, you can hold your feet. Your right hand could hold the outside of your left foot, and your left hand could go behind, you looking behind. All options. Just be comfortable and resting in this optional. It's not Shanice's asana, but it's a variation of this. And then very gently sliding your hands up. Hands either side of you, lengthen your body. And this time turn slightly to the right side as you circle your arms up, touching your fingertips, bending your elbows and sliding your hands down along your right leg. Sliding your hands up as you breathe in, circling and touching your fingers. Bending your elbows as you breathe out, sliding your hands down the leg, right leg. And then sliding your hands up, touching your fingers. And then this time, come to where is good for you, either on the shins, hand holding either side of your foot, or you can take the left hand to the outside of your right foot, right hand behind, chin in, looking behind you. That's a stronger pose. And then very gently release as you come up. Support your legs perhaps underneath the thighs to bring your feet together. Lengthen your body, circle your hands up, tummy or lower abdomen in, and then just a relaxed forward bend. Hands on the shins or even palms up alongside your legs, whatever works for you. And then very gently slide your hands up the legs. And we're going to come to lying but with knees bent. And coming into feet are hip width apart, knees are bent. Rest your hands at the heart centre. It will be slightly lower than the heart centre. You can cross your fingers over. Keep your elbows on the ground, and as you breathe in, open your hands away from you a little bit or a lot. Breathing out, let your fingertips return to the solar plexus heart centre. Doesn't matter which hand's on top of which. Breathing in, opening your fingers out, the element of air, connecting to the sense of touch, breathing out. Bring your hands to the heart centre. Breathing in, opening the fingers out. Air connects to the heart in one system, and the heart connects to the hands and the sense of touch. Breathing out, come down. So this is a moving meditation. You start the breath, followed by the movement. Finish the movement, finish the breath. And then just relax. It's a natural movement, you don't have to think about it. And then just rest your hands back on your solar plexus or heart centre. Taking the time to roll onto your side. And then we're going to come up to either a seated position or legs out in front, depending on which works for you. So coming up to a seated position of your choice. And again, hands at the heart. Breathing in, opening the fingers out. Breathing out, fingers back, chin to chest. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Just bring your chin slightly to your chest. Taking a bow for yourself. To have a lovely day ahead, and thank you everyone for joining me today.